But there's one that's colored differently. That's the cock feather. And these are the two hen feathers. The hen feathers sit beside the bow, and the cock feather sits out away from it. And that is, if you're not familiar with archery, enough to get by on for understanding some of the terminology. And yes, this has been done like at universities for family-friendly audiences, and the kids are always like, yay, I know the thing, I saw the thing about the feathers and which way the fletching goes on, and it's very educational, and most of you will get a very different meaning from it. It's done in the style of a broadside ballad, except that I made my own tune, because, here's Roger Aschen's opinions on birds. An archer went to market, some fletching for to buy. His arrows lacked their feathers, and without them could not fly. His shafts were straight and supple, but also rather bare. His arrows were in desperate need of some tender love and care. He said, so give me a feather for fletching, my arrow shaft is bare. I've tuned it up to poke the butt in the center, fair and square. But I can't apply the oil to waterproof my wood, until 2 hens and a cock I've got, as every archer should. Right? Just the thing to please you, the turkey said with pride. In every hue that can be made, my feathers come pre-dyed. I've every size and shape and stock, no matter what your taste. To pay more for a different bird would surely be a waste. But turkey, said the archer, your wares are far too cheap. Your feathers are too common, and I'd really rather keep to a local European bird and shape my fletching myself, instead of buying rainbow flights from off a warehouse shelf. So give me a feather for fletching, my arrow shaft is bare. I've tuned it up to poke the butt in the center, fair and square. But I can't apply the oil to waterproof my wood, until 2 hens and a cock I've got, as every archer should. Oh, archer, said the peacock, let your eyes upon me feast. I have the brightest plumage from the west until the east. You're certainly in luck today, for I have here for sale the most precious of commodities, an ample piece of tail. Well, now we know that peacock brains are made of naught but dust. Your teeth and through the air they screw. I guarantee my fletching will guide your shaft to prick the center of the butt without requiring a trick. Oh my, exclaimed the archer, your fletching is the best. Its guided penetration is more steady than the rest. Of size and shape and color, the other birds brashly boast. But texture and how long you last will always matter most. So give me a feather for fletching, my arrow shaft is bare. I've tuned it up to poke the butt in the center, fair and square. But I can't apply the oil to waterproof my wood, until 2 hens and a cock I've got, as every archer should. Well, turkey is too easy, cheap selection's not enough, and peacock's tail is mighty fine, but its pinions are too rough. Crow can't keep it up for long and but a gentle breeze. I prefer a classic bird, so goose me if you please. Give me a feather for fletching, my arrow shaft is bare. I've tuned it up to poke the butt in the center, fair and square. But I can't apply the oil to waterproof my wood, until 2 hens and a cock I've got, as every archer should.
Thank you. I've never heard that one, and I'm very pleased to now say I have. On that note, yes.
In the vast land of Tir Righ are found those dedicated to bring the world of past ages alive, through a constant, unending quest to discover, practice, and teach those crafts and trades of lifelong forgotten. These dedicated gentles reach deep into the pages of history and draw forth a world where the arts of war and the arts of peace lived and breathed. And of those gentle nobles, there are those who would step forward and stand at the side of their prince and princess and advise them in times of peace and defend them in times of war, who would exemplify the great honor of chivalry of the court of Tir Righ, who would willing seek the grave responsibility of accepting the mantle and burden of champion. Let all who would contest for the title of Bardic Champion of Tir Righ come now and present themselves before their highnesses.
You don't have to. You don't have to. Whatever.
And also Karen, right, to hold you
Yes.
online.
And also,
Yeah.
Thank you for
It is the only time today the playing field will be equal.
shots fired.
We can take him out of the knee. We can request him to perform for that.
Bardic champion, do you please explain the conventions of the competition?
So this morning you're going to be doing a spicy performance. You have up to 5 minutes to do that. They'll be here. All the Bardic is going to be in here. You'll be doing something spicy, and you get to kind of explain why it was spicy. Because, you know, it might literally be juggling peppers, which I've heard you can actually do.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh,
Does
okay.
anybody have any peppers?
No.
And then this afternoon, they will all be engaging the populace in Bardic shenanigans. And the idea there is to see what their thing is that they would use to reach out to kind of inspire the Bardic arts, inspire people to take part, you know, help spread knowledge. Whatever their thing is, show us what it is and get people enthused about it.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Does the explanation of how our piece is spicy count in the 5 minutes of
No,
our
it does not.
performance? Oh, thank goodness.
You got 5 minutes for your actual spiciness, and then you have like some time to explain it, either before or after. Please make sure that you're kind of ready to set up when the person before you is done. Okay? And we'll probably be asking you questions and stuff once you're done your performance too for a little bit, but should be pretty minimal. So, yeah.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Competitors. Today you enter the lists to vie for the honor of Champion of Tir Righ. The person who carries this title is sworn to uphold the duties of this office, that whenever their highnesses marshal their scholars and artisans of this principality, there shall you, their champion, be at the fore, to defend the coronet, the principality of Tir Righ, and reflect the glory of principality, lore, and skill. And now to the words of your prince and princess.
I just felt like holding your hand. Perform from your hearts, have fun, bring joy. That's really, really important. Without the Bardic arts, we would be nothing. And so your presence here is very appreciated, and we are filled with gratitude for you performing and competing in this today. Thank you.
And with that, the words that were just spoken by our herald, keep that in mind. This is a responsibility as much as it is a competition for fun and ways for yourself. Keeping in mind another or an ideal that you hold dear is really important to me. We call that inspiration. And whatever that might be, use that as the thing that drives you forward and then holds you to your oath to maintain the duties of champion should you be victorious today. That is very important to me.
Oh, we have
the
a
horn.
horn.
We can do the horn. That's pretty cool.
Let's swear on the horn. That's
That's not spicy at all.
Not at all.
Thank you.
When you
Yes. We like that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well,
We
it's
don't-
horn.
We don't need to.
No. It is actually, yeah.
Do each of you now swear that should you be victorious this day, you will fulfill the obligations of the Bardic Champion of Tir Righ, that you will abide by the laws of this principality, that you will swear fealty to the Prince and Princess of Tir Righ, obeying their lawful commands for the length of your service to them, and that to the utmost of your ability will bear yourself with the honor and chivalry, virtue and loyalty that mark a champion of Tir Righ. I so swear.
We so swear.
Then upon pain of expulsion from this competition, let each of you show by your skill and strength alone the worth and virtue of your deeds. Rise now and make yourself ready for competition, letting the work of your hands and intellect prove you worthy of the honor you seek.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Until one of you gets this.
With those who would compete for the position of Scholar of Tir Righ champion, come forth now.
Thank you.
In the vast land of Tir Righ are found those dedicated to bringing the world of the past alive through a constant, unending quest to discover, practice, and teach those crafts and trades of life long forgotten. These dedicated gentles reach deep into the pages of history and draw forth a world where the arts of war and the arts of peace lived and breathed. And of those gentles, there are those who would step forward to stand at the side of their prince and princess and advise them in times of peace and defend them in times of war, who would exemplify the great honor and chivalry of the court of Tir Righ, who would willingly seek the grave responsibility of accepting the mantle and burden of champion. Is the current champion entering?
No.
All right. Champion.
But, our arts and sciences ministry
Champion.
has the
Yes, conventions
Yes.
of combat, please, or competition.
yes.
I knew I was gonna like this.
Yes.
Absolutely,
Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. So in Tir Righ, we are celebrating having the champion their art in their contest, as you've seen with the amazing Bardic champion doing her Bardic performance. However, the Arts and Sciences scholar was not able to attend today, and so she's asked that I do the traditional kingdom judging forms, though of course not judged to kingdom level. Each of them will be in a room. You may absolutely come and witness them. There are 2 entries today. Each those vying for the position will be entering 2, and we do have a single entry as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, come out. It's gonna be awesome. Yeah. Okay. Good luck.
Today you enter the lists to vie for the honor of Tir Righ Scald. The person who carries Scholar. The person who carries this title is sworn to uphold the duties of this office, that whenever their highnesses shall marshal their scholars and artisans of this principality, there shall their champion be at the fore, to defend the coronet and the principality of Tir Righ and reflect the glory of the principality's lore and skill. This is a grave responsibility, not to be undertaken lightly, for even as the champion takes their place in court at their highnesses' side, they must know that by their deeds they show forth the honor and chivalry of that court and this principality to the known world. And so, understanding the position for which you compete, hearken now to the words of your prince and princess.
You go ahead.
Much like the Bardic arts, we thrive because of the arts and sciences. We look fantastic because of that. We get to have the combat that we have because of the arts and sciences. So really, as much as this society was started because of fighting, it's evolved because of the arts and sciences and those who push and drive that forward. So thank you so much for being leaders in this aspect, for having the courage to come out and show us what you are passionate about and share a little bit of yourselves with us. Thank you.
And I would say the same thing before, is as you swear the oath, to keep in mind something, a person, a thing, an ideal, to move yourself forward as you go today. And if you are victorious, that you will maintain the oath and responsibility to go with the office and not to let that slide. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot to everyone in this room and everyone in the principality. So thank you.
Thank you. This is apparently a book of notes from past scholars to the next scholar, so I think this would be fun to open to a blank page and do the oath on here.
Yeah.
If that works with everybody.
Yeah.
Do each of you now swear that should you be victorious this day, you will fulfill the obligation of the Arts and Sciences Champion of Tir Righ that you will abide by the laws of this principality, that you will swear fealty to the Prince and Princess of Tir Righ, obeying their lawful commands for the length of your service to them, and that to the utmost of your ability you will bear yourself with the honor and chivalry, virtue and loyalty that mark a champion of Tir Righ.
I so swear.
Then upon pain of expulsion from this competition, let each of you show by your skill and strength alone the worth and virtue of your deeds. Rise now and make yourself ready for competition, letting the work of your hands and intellect prove you worthy of the honor you seek.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This will be your page.
This will be your page.
Did you need a bookmark?
That's it.
I want to thank everyone that made the journey. I'm really grateful for those of the community, peers of the community, people who are not peers of the community who have offered their time to judge.
Yes, thank you.
It is amazing to see you. It's coming up here where a lot of our population is from the Lower Mainland. It's amazing to see you travel up here. We really appreciate it. And those of you giving your time, thank you. I can't express that enough. Yeah.
Thank you for coming to work.
Yeah.
We appreciate it, really, more than you can say.
We're good.
Thus suspends the court of their highnesses.
Yay!